Good evening, friends. In last class, I have told you about the two important parts of social geography, and one is area and another is social space. Today, I am talking about a very interesting topic of social geography, social structure. In most of the time, we have learned this topic at the graduation level. So, this is the basic idea of social and structure. So you can understand the social is very much connected to the society, and then it's come to the structure. What is structure? It's nothing but the outer layer. How does it look like? If I take the example of Indian society, this is India, and if you are an outsider, you have to see that how the society is look like. But before this, I want to make you sure that the concept of social structure is much more subjective, because it is not at all possible for someone to see these things or to perceive these things from a as an objective matter. If this is a society, this is the Indian society, then the Indian society has four important pillars. Like any other society, it has economy, family, religion and politics. These are four basic pillars of any society on which a society is constructed. Then come to next picture. If I make a diagram of a social structure, then this 4 is the basic pillar and human being is in the center. Human being has to make relationship with each of the pillars. And if you have to be the member of, or you have to make the relationship with this pillar, you have to believe in particular value, particular belief, particular norms, particular tradition, or you have to follow basic few rules. Otherwise you can't be connected with these four pillars. Any society, the population, the member of the society is always connected with these four pillars through these basic things. Okay, next. In this diagram, the human or the human being is in the center, and this is the outer layer of the society. I have already told you this is the politics, the four pillars, then it is religion, then it's family, then it's economy. If this is the connection route with human being and with the four pillars. In between, you may found several small boxes. This is nothing but if one have to make the relationship with these four pillars, in between they have to go through this types of blocks. Then the question has come what these blocks are. Actually, these all four pillars have some representation. It's always looks like institutions, and it has its representation through different groups, and human beings become the member of this group. Like if I'm talking about the politics, if there are several political parties and they have formed several types of groups, like some national committee, some state committee, then the committee at district level, panchayat level, village level, everything. If I'm going for the economy, then depending on the consumption pattern, I can say producer, consumer and distributor. Some human being belong to this group, some human being belong to this group, some this to this group. If I'm talking about the class, then higher, middle, lower. If I'm talking about the occupation also, you human being become the member of this group. So from here I can say at a time a person can be member of several groups, but they must connected themselves with these four big pillars. But in case of family, there are no blocks, because if all the time human being is connected to a family, exceptional cases are there who are orphans or who have been uh, rejected by the families, but the family has always a direct connection with the human beings. In case of religion, if I'm talking about these groups, how these groups form, suppose we first follow a particular religion like Hindu, Muslim, Christians, Sikhism, anything. After that, we may follow a particular ideology of Hinduism or particular ideology of Sikhism. Then it will come a very small, like in the ideological concept of every religion there are several priests. Human being become the disciples of any of the priest, and then they create another group. So there are several groups to represent these four pillars, and human being always connected with these four pillars through these groups. Here the concept of social group has played a very important role, though most of the time the people have a very wrong conception that social structure is all about the groups. No, social structures means the outlier. It consists groups, is consist of these four pillars, and by which they are connected is the norms, beliefs, traditions, rules and regulations. They are actually this belief. If I'm talking human being, then the pillar of the society, and in between that there are the members of the groups lies, and who actually work as agent to connect the human being with the groups is the belief, norms and other things. In this way the social system is created. So, in a social structure, definitely a system always run when it has some basic or few principles. What are they? First, it has a basic rules. Do these things or do not this thing. Do not do these things. And if you follow their rules, if you do the same things, then you will be rewarded. If you do not follow the rules, then will be punished. So it is the rejection of the rules and you will be punished. So you will be throughout, or you will be just throughout from the social structure system. Then hierarchy, like I'm talking about the groups. In every groups there are hierarchy there, and this hierarchy always represent the status, how the society look at you, what's the position of yourself in the society. But this hierarchy can be changeable. You can change one status to another status. Second, the role play. If you have to become the member of the social structure, then you have to be the member of several groups, and at a time one person can be a mother, teacher, politicians, leader, consumer. So they can become the member of different groups, and they have to play the several roles. So it's not mandatory that you can be the member of just one group. Then the question has come that what kind of groups are? First, open and closed. Open group, that anyone can come and anyone can join. There is no regulations and rules. Like crowd. In crowd, there is no regulation. Anyone can come and join it. But closed group is family. In a family, there are several things that members is connected with, mainly with blood relationship mainly, but there are some extended relationships also. Then the formal and non-formal, like formal is the office employee, they have to follow several rules and regulations to maintain their group. Then non-formal is the fans of the celebrity. If you are a fan of the celebrity, then you don't have to follow the rules, or there is no regulations that by which you can become their fans. But nowadays there are some fan clubs and you have to take the membership. This is an exceptional thing. Now is organization and committee. In organization, people have a face-to-face connection, like a cultural organization, a social organization. Most of the time we have seen that people have a face-to-face connection, and most of the time organization is set up by the members of a particular social particular area, where they can get a chance to talk to them, talk to the members and talk to each other regularly. But in community, this is a distance relationship. What I'm talking about the distant relationship is that you may not see each other regularly, you may talk to each other regularly, but you believe in a particular system. Like Hindu is a community, Muslim is a community, minority at the community. It's not possible that you know everybody of your own religion, but you have a same feelings, a same belief system. Then the primary and secondary group. Primary group and secondary group is kind of community and organization. In primary group, there is no face to face, there is always a face to face connection, and in secondary group there is no face to face connection. Okay, now I prepare a next diagram to show how the system of the social structure is working. Like, this is the human being. Okay, these are the four pillars. These all small nodes are the groups. These groups may be broader, it may be small. So it may be it has a different size, okay, and this human being always connected with the group, sometimes with one or more than one groups through their beliefs, religions and traditions. If a person is outsider of the society, they may connect with these four pillars to become a member of any group. But if they have to enter into the society, they have to make the relationship with all these groups. That reason, it's sometimes seen that the foreigners who come to India, they often make relationship, they often get the membership of any religious group. Sometimes they get job, any office. Sometimes they become make contact with some political parties to become the member of the society. But they will become an Indian if they have a connection with these four pillars properly. In this way, the social structure works for the people who inside the society and the people who is outside the society. Next to is that in this diagram, I'm try to make the relationship of the social structure and how the concept of social structure is applied in the geography. So if I'm talking about these four pillars, is common to all of you, then the small groups, and the groups are different, varies by the size. If I am connected the four pillars, then I get a macro system. If I then connected the medium sized groups, then I get a meso space. And if I connected the small groups, then I get a micro space. Suppose in this, if you were the, if I'm talking about the macro space, the outer layer, when you are when the election of India is taken place, then the people think that they are the part of these four pillars directly. They have to think about the economy, they have to think about, but family is something which is always consistent in any kind of space. So in micro space, when I'm talking when I'm considering social structure in context of the macro space, then one become the when I consider themselves a member of these four pillars. If someone's come to the meso space, then they become the member of this medium-sized group and including the family. And these things happen when the election of a district of a state level is taken place, and sometimes when when we watch the football match or a cricket match within different states or within the representative groups of different states, and then it's come to the micro concept. This micro concepts come at the time of election at panchayat level, or in any cases of problem when you're when we are talking about any kind of problem which is taken inside our own area, our neighborhood, or in within few families of our familiar environment. So in this way, the concept of the social structure is also varies with the concept of the space. So but in the extended network it looks like that. But when we consider a society, we must have to think where we actually stand, like in the this layer or this layer or this layer. If you if I'm taking a work or taking a research which is where I am considered, I have to consider the whole structure of where I have to consider the social structure at that stage, then my components will be different. If I'm talking about this one, then the components will be different, and if I'm talking about this one, the components will be different. It's maybe possible that when the sociologists consider these things, for them this space has not been important matter, because they consider the whole society as a space. But for a geographer, the concept of space is very important. In this way, the social geography and the social structure has a very input internet connection. And I think I can make you understand that why social structure is important, what are the basic components of the social structure, and kindly give me your feedback. Thank you.